Vegas, baby fans. What's up? I'm back. It's Monday. I hope you all had a great. Anybody who's a mom out there, tip my hat to you. Happy Mother's Day. I had a wonderful day with my son and my daughter-in-law to be. Had some breakfast, went for a drive. The place we went to was closed, but that was okay. And then we went back, and then my daughter in law gave me homemade dark chocolate chip muffins to die for. But now that she did that, I have to add an extra mile to my morning walk. Yeah, thanks a lot. Nah, I love her. So today I'm gonna do a shout out. All week I'm gonna kind of give on my shows some shout outs to some special people that have been in my life for a long time. Friends, my friends, and some of my old friends. And the three people I'm talking about today I've known for 48 years plus. So, I mean, that's pretty extraordinary. I'm very lucky when it comes to that. I wish we all lived a little closer. I mean, two of them are in California now, and one's in Arizona. So we're 40 hours apart. Actually, these three were supposed to be here about a week ago for a girls' weekend in Vegas, but that stupid virus screwed that up. So, hopefully they'll be coming back. So, anyways, so I'm just gonna do some friends this week. There's gonna be others in the week, so don't. If you're watching the show, think, hey, she's not talking about me. I mean, I've had like two parts of my life. Well, I really have. I had my first half until 2008 when Bill passed away. Everything I have all those friends from that, and then after that, in 2009. I had walked away from my job in 2008 because I just couldn't do it. So I was in a bad way. We're not going to go there. And then in 2009 I went back to the workforce, and then I started to meet new friends. Friends that didn't know the Lynn before. So they only knew the friends after Bill. They only knew me as friends after Bill. So I've got those friends I'm going to talk about eventually too, but these are the friends I'm starting with that have been forever. 48 years plus is a long time. We'll start with Jenny first because Jenny is the longest. I've met her when she first came to our junior high, seventh grade, fall of seventh grade. She moved, I want to say, from Indiana, if I'm right. If not, she'll let me know. And everybody was talking about her. She was my height, little thing, but boy, did she have a set of muscles. She had guns, man. In seventh grade, I'm talking real guns. I mean, like real guns. And her legs were head guns too. I don't know what you call those, but so everybody's talking about, you see that girl with all the muscles? And I'm like, no. And then they're like, yeah, you gotta see her. So I was like, I gotta find this chick. And I did, and almost 50 years later, we're still friends. So we are the same height, and she's just a good friend. She's very caring. I could pick up the phone anytime and she'll be there for me. We've actually spent most of our friendship across country because in 1980 she moved to California with two other friends of mine that were all three of them were in my wedding party. I got married in 81 and they all moved to California. I'm like, thanks. Um, so our friendship mostly until now has been cross country, but she always came back once a year, sometimes twice a year to visit her family because they still lived in Illinois, and we've always kept in touch. I mean, always. Um, and we have had so many laughs. I have peed in more pairs of pants when I'm with Jenny than I have anybody else. Um, just to tell you, when I back in 1994 we wanted to see Barbara Streisand, and she was in California. So we got tickets, Bill and I, and when we got on the plane, we heard a rumor around my office before I left work that day on a Friday morning that she was sick, and I'm like, what? And they're like, Barbara Streisand's sick, and I'm like, what the f? So um, we get in, we take off, and me and Bill are like, I bet she canceled the concert. As soon as the wheels took off and they weren't on Illinois territory anymore, I'm like, I bet that concert was canceled. And Bill goes, probably. So we land in L.A. because we're staying with Jenny because we're going to the concert with Jenny and her husband. And Jenny says, I have good news and I have bad news. What do you want first? I'm like, give me the bad news. She's like, Barbara's real sick and she can't sing and she canceled. I'm like, damn it. I said, well, what could be the good news? She goes, I got a case of beer sitting on ice waiting for you. I'm like, all right, let's go. So that's the kind of friendship we had. But back in the day, some funny stories I want to tell from way back. Not adults, but Jenny and I, we were. It was the summer. We were probably between junior and senior year was summer. We're hanging around our house, smoked a little doob, and nobody was home. And of course, then we got the munchies. So she pulled out a pack of cookies, and there was probably about five of them eaten out of there. And we're just talking and eating and laughing and doing all our stuff. And before we know it, we look down, there's like two cookies left. And we're like, Jenny's like, oh my God, my mom is going to kill me. We got, what are we going to do? And I'm like, well, so we put our heads together, two stones heads, went to the store, bought another pack of the exact same cookies, talked about how many were missing from the pack we started on. So we ate that many and put the pack that we just bought back into the pantry. Mom never knew. But boy, did we eat a lot of cookies that day. And then the other funny thing was a story about me and Jenny way back when. Probably, I think this might have been like we were 19, and our friend of ours moved to New Jersey. Her name was Linda. And I don't know why we thought this was going to be a good idea. And we decided, Jenny and I, let's get in the car and drive to New Jersey. I forget where she lived in New Jersey, but it doesn't matter. New Jersey, it was far. And we were going to go camping with her. So we get there, and the first day we get to New Jersey, it's raining. And we're like, shoot. We're like, it'll stop. Rained all night, was freezing, was raining the whole next Saturday, and we found out from the weather it wasn't going to stop. So we're like, Linda, we're taking you home, and we're going back to Illinois. So we did that camping trip over. And back then, and I don't know if it's still like this now, but instead of a tollway, they had what they called the turnpike from New Jersey, from New York, up east mostly, and you would drive it. And so instead of getting off and getting on and getting toll tickets, you know how you throw the money in, they gave you a ticket, and it was called a turnpike, and you drove on it. And we pull in and we push the button, we got the ticket. So we're driving back to Illinois, and we had to keep it. So Jenny had it in the visor. And what happens is whenever you get off, say we got off in, I don't know, Ohio or Michigan or something, if that's your distance was, you put your ticket in there, you give it to the lady, and then they'd say, okay, you've been on these many miles, you owe us $10. And that's how you paid for it. Instead of a real toll, it was the turnpike. So you needed that ticket, right? So we smoked a little doob while we were driving. I know, but we were kids. We were young. What the hell? And we opened up the windows because it finally started. We're like, oh, now the sun comes out and it's warm, right? So we're opening up the windows and we were laughing and we're singing, we're rocking and rolling in the car, and all of a sudden, boom! The turnpike ticket goes flying out the window. We're like, holy holy shnikes, what are we going to do? So then, of course, we were high. We were so paranoid. We're like, oh my God, we're going to get arrested. We're going to get a ticket. They're never going to let us off the turnpike. And we're like, well, and then we realized, well, that's really dumb. They're going to let us off the turnpike. And then we're like, well, what are we going to do? And we're like, well, there's nothing we can do. I mean, we don't have the ticket anymore. What are we going to do, right? And we got off pretty much where it started. I'm not sure if it started in New York, but anyways. So we get up, we're finally in, and I think it stopped in Indiana. I don't think the turnpike went all the way to Illinois. Then it turned into the expressway. And I got a piece of hair in my face. So we pull up, and we're so nervous. We're like, she's like, ticket please. And we're like, we lost it. And she's like, what? We're like, it blew out the window like 5 hours ago. And she's like, no big deal. When did you get on? We're like, New Jersey. She's like, well, it don't matter then, because that's where it starts. So I'll just charge you the max. So we were all paranoid for nothing. So we laughed about that. And needless to say, for many years later, we've had a lot of laughs. Then there's Sue, tall Sue. Sue is probably 5'10", something like that, and I'm 5'1.5". So we were always a pretty funny pair together. And And we just, in high school, we did a lot of crazy stuff. We would pretend like she lost her contact in the hallway and make people look for it. We'd be like, everyone stop, she lost her contact. We had the best lockers. We had the coolest lockers. We were on the main fair by the nurses' station. And everybody's like, those are the cool people. And we're like, yeah, we are cool. And then Sue, many, many laughs in high school. Actually, her and I and another friend got to be really good friends with this home ec teacher of ours. We'll just call her Nikki. Really great lady. We just loved her. And she was our home ec teacher. Well, she moved away to Michigan where her husband got transferred. So she moved away, and it was between junior and senior year, and we went to visit her. And I remember we were in Michigan, and her husband was so weird. He's like, there was like, why are these kids in our house? And but Nikki loved us, and I remember they took us on some tour, some aeronautical tour in Michigan. The three of us did not want to go, but we did. And that night, and then we ended up playing Monopoly at their house, and they let us drink. I was really shocked. We were drinking, we got kind of drunk, and my girlfriend lit her hair on fire when she went to light a cigarette. And the husband of Nikki, our ex teacher, was like, get these kids out of our house. It was pretty funny. We giggled the entire night and then got up the next morning and drove home. I mean, just little things we've done. But a funny story about Sue. Right after Bill and I got married in our first apartment in 81, we had a Halloween party that Halloween. And Sue, remember, 5'10", thin, tall, gorgeous. She dressed up as Marilyn Monroe, and she pulled it off, man. I think her mom got her the blonde wig. She had a red dress. It was sequenced. It was great. She came walking in, and we're like, look out. But the funny thing was, and she knows this is true, she kept talking, hey, big fella, what's happening? You want a little something like this? And she kept talking like that the whole night, and I said, you do know that's Mae West you're talking. Now, are you Mae West or are you Marilyn Monroe? She's like, I'm Marilyn Monroe, big fella. Want some? And I'm like, again, that's Mae West. So the whole night she was Marilyn Monroe, but talking like Mae West. I can see it like it was to yesterday. I really can. It was hilarious. And then I have another friend, and then Sue again was in my wedding. I think God, were you my maid of honor? God, I can't even remember. Isn't that terrible? But I love her. And then there's Peggy, who I've known since freshman year of high school. We met in history class. That was the first time we met. And Peggy was she came from junior high, and she was, the studious, straight A, wore the dress, had the hair, makeup, was just one of those kind of people. And then another friend, Pat, we all sat together in this history class. And what was funny about it was, and this is just, I'm just explaining a story, so don't everybody get all up in arms. So we went to Hershey, as I told you, and remember, my dad always called it Hershey, but it was Hershey. And freshman year, the rumor was it was the first year they ever had a black teacher. Can you imagine? It's funny because the reason it was because it was a pearly white neighborhood. It was Arlington Heights, Illinois. All the neighborhoods were white, back then. You know what I mean. And coolest dude, though. He had to be 6'5". He had an afro out to here. Skinny beanpole, and he carried a purse. So, did you see the black teacher? He carries a purse. So, we had him. And actually, out of all my teachers, there's three teachers I really, really remember as being the best teachers I had, and he was one of them. I really liked him. So when we first got into his class, for the first couple days, he wanted everybody to get to know each other. So he's like, anybody have a question for me? And Peggy raises her hand, and why she asked this question, I do not know, but she's like, hey, Mr. Bernard, do you wear underwear? And he's like, actually, I don't. We're all like, oh my God. Freshman year, this is what, 1973 maybe? And we're all like, oh my God, this is awesome. And me, Pat, and Peg became very fast friends. It was like, it clicked. So and that's how I met Peggy. Well, Me, Peggy, and Pat went on. It was probably, I think it might have been our senior year that summer after we graduated. Um, and needless to say, Peggy was not. After we became friends, all of us, she changed the. She never wore dresses then. She stopped wearing makeup. She stopped setting her hair. Still the smartest chick in that school. No hands down about it, smartest chick in that school. Um, but we went camping. Me, Pat, and Peg. We went. We decided it was, it was summer. We weren't working yet, and we decided let's go camping in the middle of the week. So we just threw our camping gear in, and we went for a couple days up in Wisconsin. And when we were driving back, Pat's car broke down, and we're like, shit. We're middle of nowhere. No cell phones back then. So we're like, what are we gonna do? And we had like $10. That was it between us. We had a cooler of beer still, which is going to be important, but that's it. So I believe this is what happened. I can't remember, but I think we flagged somebody down and said, could you drive to a payphone and call us toll, a toll truck? Yeah, no problem. So the person did. So we were sitting there, and then all of a sudden this truck comes and we're like, hey, and on the front of it, all over it, it says smile. It's Lyle. And we were laughing. So this old man gets out of the car at the time. He was, you know, probably the age I am now. He was 50s, 60s, I'm not sure. Really a doll, but we're like, he's like, hey, ladies, what's going on? We're about 19. And we're like, our car, blah, 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 and we don't know what to do. And we're like, we don't have a lot of money. So we're like, we're really afraid. And he's like, let me see what I can do. So we're like talking. We're like, what are we going to do? And he was playing. He goes, I think I can fix it. I think I have the part that you need. And we're like, oh my God, what are we going to do? We don't have any money. So we're like, let's get the cooler out. So we get the cooler of beer out and we open it. We're like, hey, Lyle, want a beer? And it was on ice. He's like, sure. That's all we needed to do, man. One beer led into another beer, into another beer. And then we're like, we don't have any money. And he's like, well, how much do you have? And we're like, I think it was 5 or $10. That was it. It was it. And he's like, that's all right. And we're like, how about you take a couple more beers with you? And you know what? That's what he did. Those were the good days, man. People would never do that now. But oh my God, we were laughing so hard. And we made a video of the weekend of the thing, and it was funny. So did it so like we were driving away from the campsite. We'd filmed all the couple days we were there, a lot of funny stuff. So we wanted to film the car driving away, but we wanted to have 3 heads in it. So we took a bucket and put a hat on it. So it was Pat, Bucket, Peggy, and I was taking the film, and so it looked like we dressed it up. It looked like there was 3 people in the car. Although I must tell you, that film has since gone missing. And I'm pretty sure Peggy knows where it is, or she's the one that threw it out. I was pretty sure I gave it to her to let her see it. Never saw it again. Every time I see it, every once in a while, I do say, don't I say, Peggy, where is that video? But I love her. Peg is one of those people that, what, again, I lived cross country from her most of my years because she moved to California in 1980 as well. And, Peggy is one of those people that when you get together with her, you realize how much you just love her. I mean, then I just want to be with her. Or if you talk to her on the phone, one of the most unjudgmental people I know, so giving, so loving. She's just always got a smile on her face, will do anything for anybody. Actually, too much, if you ask me, for some people, but I'm not going to say anything. But just a doll, and I have loved her forever. And I'm so blessed to have these 3 because every one of them, when my husband died in 2008, they were here like that. Sue lived here in Illinois, but Peggy and Jenny were on that plane, and they were in Illinois like that. And Peggy helped me after all the the funeral and the wake and stuff. And then when everybody leaves, she stayed. Jenny had to get back to work, but Peggy stayed, and she stayed for about a week. And her and Sue went back and forth each day, kind of being with me. Peggy helped me with my finances, went to the bank with me, just did all kinds of stuff. She was like, it's hard for you to think, I'll do it for you. So good friends. So we just have had, the 3 of us have had so many laughs. I just can't tell you how many. I'm just really blessed. And there's a gazillion stories, but most of them are like R-rated. some are X rated. So, you know what? There's a lot of maybe too much partying, too much sex, too much rock and roll. So it's best probably to leave those alone and for us to only talk about them when we're together. Got me? But I hope you enjoyed this. I just wanted to share you that I have some good friends. I love them. I know they're going to watch. So really, this is for you. And you know, I'm going to sing a song now, okay? So I'm going to try to get the music. I hope that this will work. Did I tell you I broke my glasses today? Look at that. I'm one of those dorks that have to put tape on their glasses. Does that suck or what? My hair is completely a mess today, but oh, so what? So, are you ready for the song? Okay, give me a second, and I'm gonna turn the music on, and we are gonna sing a song. Oh, you make me live whatever this world can give to me. It's you and you all I see. Oh, you make me live now, honey. Oh, you make me live. Oh, you're my best friend I ever had. I've been with you such a long time. You're my sunshine, and I want you to know you're my best friends. That you're my friend, that my feelings are true. I really love you, 'cause you're my best friends I've ever had. You're the first one when things turn bad. You know I'll never be lonely or sad. You're my one and only. And I love the things, I really love the things you do. Oh, you're my best friends I ever had. I can keep on smiling when I think of all our times together. Ooh, you make me live now, honey. Oh, you make me live. Oh, you make me live. Oh, you're my best friends. Best friends a girl could ever have. Oh, you make me love the things I really love about you. You're my best friends. You make me smile. I don't know what that music is, but I love you, my best friend. Okay, let me turn off whatever's going on. Let me see what's going on here. Oh, that's too funny. Uh, what did you think? Kind of make up some songs there, but you know what? I'm a rocking it, aren't I? But I might put my microphone down here. Let's move the microphone down a little bit. Here we go. So things are starting to open up. Vegas opened up some restaurants this weekend. They opened up hair salons. Very strict rules, but they are opening. We're trying to see. Testing is for everybody now. I mean, anybody can get tested. So we're trying to make Vegas healthy so people come back. That's the governor's goal, and it's a smart goal. But he's encouraging everyone, as I am, to keep wearing the masks. They suck, but they keep you healthy because we really don't know. There's a lot of things that we don't know about this thing yet. So, but I want Vegas to turn its lights on again. You know what I'm saying? So let's all stay healthy, love one another, be kind to each other, and reach out and help somebody if they need it. Oh, by the way, I got my disinfectants wipes. They came on Saturday. Woohoo! I noticed how nobody sent me any. Just saying. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I love you guys. Next show is going to be about more friends and more songs, and I don't know. I'm trying. I hope you laugh though. I hope at least seeing me makes you laugh. I mean, let's face it. This will make anybody laugh. And if you need it, and you know what? Even if you don't want to hear me talk, get into my video and at least fast forward to the song. You don't have to listen to the stories. Remember, you can always fast forward. Don't tell me you're doing that. Just go in there and click so it looks like people are watching my show. I love y'all. And I love you three especially. I dedicated this show to you. And tomorrow, some more friends. I love you. Keep on rocking and rolling. And make sure you turn into the next Vegas baby show starring Lynn. I love you guys. Keep on rocking and rolling. See you later. Oh boy.